So on our recent Disney Wish cruise, we kind of wanted to get things kicked off right away.
Yes.
And so for embarkation day, we booked the 2:30 champagne tasting seminar. And so that's 2:30 right as you get on the ship.
It's a great way to start the vacation.
It was. And so we just want to tell you a little bit about what that was like
Mhm.
and what what the wines were. But also, maybe there's no but also. Uh,
It's pretty much covered
we
it.
just want to talk about what we're going to talk about.
Yep.
Uh, all right. So when you get on the ship, you have all your stuff with you. So I was a
Yes.
little nervous about the idea of having a champagne class at 2:30 because I planned to carry on, my backpack with some stuff. But it turned out not to be too big of a deal because the rooms were open by 2. So we were able to get everything dropped off. And then we headed up to Nightingale's.
Yes.
So Nightingale's is on deck 3, right where you get on the ship.
Right.
So when you
Just
walk
around the
on
corner.
and they call your name, just head to the right, and there's Nightingale's. And it's kind of an interesting themed bar.
It is. It's very subtly Cinderella. I wouldn't have caught that theming at all if he hadn't told us what it was.
Yeah, the thing I liked about it too is it's also a live piano bar.
It is.
So if you go at other times, they have just kind of quiet piano music playing, very low key. It's not a dueling piano bar.
No.
It's just very, very nice. And the class, though it began at 2:30, it was done in time for both the muster drill and the sail away party.
Correct.
So when you get into Nightingales, they bring you to your seating and the tables were already set up.
Mhm.
So each table had a bottle of Evian, some chocolate truffles, and 3 glasses of wine per person. There was a kind of a yellow traditional looking champagne. There was a pink rosé, and there was a clear liquid with a raspberry, but it was filled maybe half the height of
Yep.
the glass of champagne. So we really didn't know what to
It's a
expect.
mystery for later.
That's right. We'll get through what each of these drinks were, but just that's how we were brought into it. You get to see it, but you don't know what's
Right.
coming yet. They do have about 9 or 10 bottles of champagne out on the bar, but it's not clear which are the ones that you are going to have. The very first wine we had, this was the yellow champagne,
Hmm.
was the Veuclicot, the Veuclicot. And you'll hear that word a lot if you take the class because he talks a lot about Madame Veuclicot.
Right.
That was a winery created in the 1700s.
She was kind of the grandmother of champagne.
He got kind of into the history of it, and it was neat how deep he went, but at the same time, he didn't make it feel academic.
No.
It was stories and anecdotes, but it was always interesting. So this was a traditional brut. If you've had champagne, this is what you think of. And this is where he talked about why the bottles are shaped the way they are,
Hmm.
how your thumb goes into the dimple. And he discussed a lot about sugar content
Right.
and how to read the labels to know, will
Whether
something
it be
be...
dry or sweet or
Yeah. I didn't realize there was a scale from 1 to 50.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I just always kind of thought, these wines are dry and they're brutes, and if it's not a brute, it might be sweeter.
Right.
And maybe
More
that
rosé.
works.
I always thought rosé meant sweet, but it's
Yeah.
the color and the blend of grapes.
After we had that wine, we got into the next one, which was the Pomeroy Brut Rosé. And this was the pink, the pink bottle with the pink wine. He talked about the history of this specific wine and also the unique process they use to get the flavors they want and to get the color to their exact specifications. He kind of meandered a little bit here.
Yeah. Well, you're already a glass of champagne in, so I'm tuned out.
Yeah, he kept wanting to make a joke about women,
Yes.
but I couldn't tell where he was going because there's a lot of women in the room.
I think he was trying to say that women like the color pink.
Yeah, but he didn't
But
get
he
there.
didn't get there fast enough.
No, he just kept... I think all the women in the room were just like, continue. Where are you going with this?
Another glass, please.
Yes. And Miguel would bring us
Oh,
more
yes.
glasses.
Yep.
And after the rosé, now we get to learn what this little glass of clear liquid with the raspberry in. Miguel came by and began pouring champagne, filling the glass up. And this was the signature cocktail from the Disney Dream.
Yes.
It's Kettle One, Moët, and a raspberry.
And the raspberry. I think, if I remember correctly, the Kettle One was raspberry flavored.
Yeah, it was very raspberry.
So it was very cocktaily.
Yeah, and he was saying it was the classic cocktail in the Disney Dream, but it's not one they serve on the Wish, and this is the only time you can get it on the Wish.
Unless you specifically ask for it.
Yeah, it's Disney.
Yeah.
If you will give them money, they will make you what you want.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, you'd think here this is where it's done, but we're only about halfway through the drinks because, like every other Disney experience,
there's a little more.
There's always a little more.
A little magic.
And so our next extra drink was the French 75.
It was. And for those that don't know what that is, it's a gin-based cocktail with lemon and then Prosecco up to the top. So, which is my personal favorite. So I was extremely excited when they started putting down drinks in front of me that looked like lemon. I'm like, is that a French 75?
And it was.
And it was.
That's right. And those were great. And that one was served not in a champagne flute,
no,
but in like a cocktail glass.
Right.
Yeah.
A snifter.
Yeah, which was it was different. It was fun. Really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they brought out a glass of Moët Ice with raspberries.
Yes.
So the Moët Ice is a drink that you'll have quite a few times if you do some of the other dining experiences. They really like to end their meals with it. We've had it here.
Mm-hmm.
We had it at Enchante. We had it at the wine tasting experience on our last Disney cruise.
Yep.
So it's something they bring out quite a bit.
It's like the dessert of wines to top off all the other wines.
Right. And if you don't know if you like champagne, because the ice brings the sweetness down,
yeah,
it's actually a really good introduction to champagne. After these came, one of the couples didn't show up. I don't know how you miss embarkation day drinking, but they somehow did.
Somewhere else.
Yeah. So Miguel began bringing us
sharing
all of their drinks.
It's already poured.
Yeah,
you know?
they were our neighbors, so we were the closest people, so probably deserved them. So they brought a few more drinks, and then we all socialized for a few minutes.
Yeah, and then we got to eat our chocolates.
Yes, the chocolates as well. I forgot about the truffles.
Yeah.
What was really fun, though, with the socializing was each of the couples we were sitting near, we saw throughout the cruise every day.
Yeah.
And we became quite friendly with them.
Yeah.
Like, you build kind of your cruise buddies that you see, and how was your day, and you yell hi.
Well, it's the first day of the cruise too, so the excitement level is really high.
Super high.
Sitting there. So everyone's really chatty and really excited to be there, and it's so much fun.
Yeah. It was a great way to kick off the cruise. If we can find any experiences like this again, we'll definitely do it. I highly recommend.
Absolutely.
You do it.
Even if you don't know champagne, don't like it, don't drink it. It was very educational and fun, and you might find one that you didn't know you liked.
Yeah, absolutely. The other part I really liked about it was it filled that weird time after you're on the ship, but you don't quite know what to do because the muster drill's coming.
You've eaten lunch, you did the buffet. You might still have your bags with you if you haven't gotten to your room yet. Yeah. It does fill that little chunk of time in between boarding and actually just, being on your way.
Yeah, the muster drill, the sail away party. Yeah, and they did get you out in time because they have to go work those things.
Yes, they do.
So they were pretty good about just gently encouraging everyone to find their way to their muster station. And it makes the muster drill go so much faster when you've had 5 or 6 glasses of champagne beforehand. I know that we learned everything we needed to learn.
Oh, absolutely.
But I could not tell you.
Take her down hard, Captain.
Yeah. So, anyways, that was the champagne tasting experience. It was a great time. Highly recommended. It wasn't that expensive.
No.
I think it was 120 per person.
Yeah, and again, if you're sailing without kids, it is a truly adult-only, unique experience that you get to enjoy because, you already did the kid thing.
Yeah. Yeah, or just ditch them somewhere.
Or you can ditch them somewhere.
Yeah, they're fine.
Go to the pool.
It's a Disney ship. What are they going to do?
Yeah.
So anyways, if you enjoyed this, or if you want to hear more about our Disney Wish experience or our other travels, please feel free to subscribe, to like, to leave a comment. Tell us, have you done the champagne experience?
Right. Or other of their tasting experiences too. They have martini, they've got scotch, they've got old fashions. I'd love to hear about other ones that I should try.
Yeah, especially the beer tasting we haven't done.
No, we haven't.
And I don't think we've done the martini.
I don't think we've done the
Yeah.
martini.
So if you've done either of those, please let us know about it. Tell us, was it worthwhile? And
Yeah.
would you recommend doing it?
Yeah, what's your favorite one?
Yeah, we'll be talking more about the old fashioned experience. And we did the stem to stern wine this
Yes.
time as well.
Yep.
So if you want to hear about those, please follow along and let us know about your own adventures.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.